Hello, this is Astrology 101 Part 2, Basic Chart Synthesis. My name is Wendy Barta. This presentation will cover the basics for chart synthesis using the keyword method that I used in Part 1. For those people who are familiar with basic astrology, you may be able to start here, and for that reason, I have included the slides from the previous presentation, which cover the house, sign, and planet keywords. It is also a good review for the students who have maybe finished up Part 1 a few days ago. So all the information will be in one place. I hope you enjoy it. My students often ask me for copies of the material I'm presenting. So I created the Astrology 101 workbook, which contains all the slides I'll be using. If you would like a copy, go on Amazon and put in Astrology 101 workbook or my name, Wendy Barta. If you're a Prime user, you get free shipping. Anyway, if you do decide to buy the book, I would recommend you wait until it arrives before you continue with the course. Thanks. This next section contains the review of keywords from Part 1. When I first began studying astrology, I read through a lot of books and I found the information somewhat overwhelming. Then I came across keywords, and it made things a lot easier for me and helped me learn a lot faster. So I have keywords developed for all of the houses, signs, and planets to help jumpstart the beginning students' understanding of astrology and to help with basic chart synthesis, which is in Part 2. So we'll go through, and again, I've broken these out by element, and we will talk about each of the signs and some of the critical keywords that are associated with them. The first sign is Aries. One of the phrases people often use to represent Aries is I am, though as an Aries myself, I sometimes think it should be I do, because I tend to take a lot of action. Aries are assertive, brave, they like to initiate, they're impetuous, energetic, and self-oriented. Leo is another fire sign, and the key phrase associated with that is I will. Leos are creative, risk takers, they're charismatic, they're fun-loving, generous, and exciting. The third fire sign is Sagittarius, and its phrase is I understand. Sagittarius is benevolent, optimistic, extravagant, enthusiastic, and idealistic. Let's look at the earth sign keywords now. Taurus, the key phrase for that is I have. And Taurians like comfort. They're deliberate, dependable, placid, possessive, and very sensual. Virgo, I analyze. Virgos are work-oriented. They'll take painstaking attention to detail. They're efficient, pragmatic, exacting, and discreet. Capricorn, I use. Capricorns are responsible, they're formal, traditional, authoritative, and career-oriented. The air signs are the next group. The first one is Gemini, and its key phrase is I think. Geminis are fluent and versatile. They're curious and intermittent. They're clever and very nimble. Libra, I balance. Libras are cooperative, diplomatic. They'll sit on the fence. They're competitive and aesthetic. The last air sign is Aquarius. The key phrase is I know. Aquarians are unique, rebellious, futuristic, independent, inventive, and objective. The last group we'll look at are the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Cancer has a key phrase, I feel. Cancers are nurturing and warm, dependent, sympathetic. They're protective and very security-oriented. Scorpio, I desire. Scorpios are very penetrating, intense, and resourceful. They're very powerful and compulsive. Pisces, its key phrase is I believe. Pisces are emotional, intuitive, illusory, sensitive, spiritual, and compassionate. Let's start with the first three personal planets, the Sun, Moon, and Mercury. The Sun represents your personality, your true self. It represents your creative endeavors, self-esteem, how you meet challenges, your big goals in life, and sometimes it represents your father. The Moon represents emotions, what you need to feel secure, what you're receptive to, what you're dependent upon, your drive to nurture, and in some cases, women or your mother. Mercury represents how you communicate, how you think, listen, and learn, your ability to learn, your perceptions and your logic, and your ability to information gather. The remaining two personal planets are Venus and Mars. Venus represents how you receive love and how you relate to others, how you attract what you want, art, beauty, refinement, how you feel about money or spend your money, devotion, and your female traits. It represents what you value. Mars is how you give love, how you express your energy, compete with others, get what you want, how you handle a crisis, experience conflict, your sexual energy, and your aggression. While the first 5 planets dealt more with you as an individual, the interpersonal planets, Jupiter and Saturn, deal more with how you interact with your environment. Jupiter is about expansion, how you expand your boundaries, explore new ideas, how you indulge yourself, your luck, your faith, your personal growth, and how you attract abundance. Saturn, the taskmaster, is how you meet limitations, deal with responsibilities, cope with your house placements, learn your life lessons, how you deal with discipline, how you carry your burdens, and how you deal with your karma. The last group of planets, the generational planets, were all discovered since 1781, so they don't really fall under any of the planets that were used in classical astrology. The first one, Uranus, was discovered in 1781, and it deals with individuality, innovation, inventiveness, sudden changes, humanitarian instincts, and anything future-oriented. Neptune, which was discovered in 1846, deals with the quest for oneness, idealism, intuition, imagination and fantasy, confusion, and compassion. The dwarf planet Pluto was discovered in 1930. It deals with transformation, intensity, sexual needs, resentment and forgiveness, and compulsions. Let's look a little bit more at the first quadrant houses, those that have the characteristics of being self-oriented and private. The first house deals with you yourself, your identity and appearance, your personal actions and your instincts. The second house deals with your pleasures, your resources, the money you've earned, tangible beauty and comfort. And the third house deals with how you communicate, siblings, things in your local vicinity, transportation, and lower school learning. The second quadrant houses have the characteristics of being relationship-oriented and private. The fourth house deals with your home, your family, dependencies and nurturance, your roots and your parents. The fifth house deals with loved ones, children, speculation, risk-taking, and self-esteem. The sixth house deals with your work, especially on a daily level, employees, colleagues, and your personal health. The third quadrant houses have the characteristics of being relationship-oriented and worldly. The seventh house deals with marriage, partnerships, competition, visual beauty, and balance. The eighth house deals with sexuality, money from others, death and taxes, and the occult. The ninth house deals with education, especially higher level education, travel, the worldview, religions, values, and ideals. The fourth quadrant houses have the characteristics of being self-oriented and worldly. The 10th house is how you deal with authorities, reality, status, career, and duties. The 11th house deals with alternatives, friends, groups, causes, and progress. The 12th house deals with your higher self, the unconscious, the need for oneness, visions, dreams, and mental health. Now that we've reviewed the keywords from part 1, let's start basic chart synthesis. Do you remember back in school when you learned the 5 questions to ask? How, what, where, when, and why? It was one of the basics for journalism. Well, for our keyword method, we're going to use the first 3. How, what, and where. So the signs in your chart represent how something happens. The planets represent what is happening, and the houses represent where. And if you blend these together into a sentence, you can actually find out something very meaningful about that person's characteristics. The keyword interpretation technique walks through the chart planet by planet, and for each planet selects a keyword from the sign list, the planet list, and the house list associated with that planet. After that, you build a sentence that incorporates all 3 keywords. So for example, the person, you say how the person works from the sign keyword, what area from the planet, and where, what aspect of their life from a house keyword. For the next set of examples, we will use the chart of a famous person, Thomas Selleck. We'll talk a little bit about Thomas's background and his career to help you. The goal here is to identify keywords for each of the planets to build a sentence that describes Tom Selleck. Now let's get some background on the career of Tom Selleck. Thomas William Selleck is an American actor and film producer. He is best known for his starring role as the Hawaii-based private investigator Thomas Magnum in the television series Magnum P.I., which aired from 1980 through 1988. The show won him an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series in 1984 and a Golden Globe. Selleck also plays Police Chief Jesse Stone in a series of made-for-television movies. Since 2010, he has also been a primary cast member as NYPD Commissioner Frank Regan in the drama Blue Bloods. Selleck has appeared in more than 50 film and television roles since Magnum P.I., including Three Men and a Baby, Quigley Down Under, Mr. Baseball, and Lassiter. Selleck also appeared as Dr. Richard Burke on Friends and as A.J. Cooper in the television series Las Vegas. Now let's talk about the personal life of Tom Selleck. His first marriage was from 1971 to 1982. He was married to model Jacqueline Ray. He adopted her son, Kevin Shepard, born in 1966. His second marriage in 1987 was to Jilly Mack. They are currently still married. They have one daughter, Hannah Margaret Selleck, born in 1988. Selleck's residence is a 60-acre avocado farm near Thousand Oaks, California. He served in the 160th Infantry Regiment of the California National Guard from 1967 to 1973. Tom Selleck is an outdoorsman, marksman, and firearms collector. These interests led him to leading man cowboy roles in Western films, and he is an avid philanthropist. Now let's walk through all the planets in Tom Selleck's chart. We'll start at the ascendant and go counterclockwise through the chart. That way we'll go from houses 1 all the way through house 12. While there are other ways to do it, for the beginner, I think this is the most straightforward. So what we have for the first planet in the chart after the ascendant is his sun in Aquarius in the first house. We will look at the sign, planet, and house keywords and pick some to create a sentence that describes Tom Selleck's personality. The sun is one of the personal planets. This planet's keywords are creative endeavors, meets challenges, true self, major goals. The sign is in Aquarius. Aquarius is fixed air. The phrase for Aquarius is, I know. The keywords for Aquarius are unique, rebellious, independent, futuristic, inventive, objective. The sun is located in the first house. The house keywords are self, identity, appearance, personal action, instincts. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual has a unique, independent personality and meets life's challenges objectively. Now let's look at Venus in Pisces in the second house and build a sentence for that. Venus is one of the personal planets. This planet's keywords are receive love, relate to others, attract what you want, feel or spend money. The sign is in Pisces. Pisces is mutable water. The phrase for Pisces is, I believe. The keywords for Pisces are emotional, intuitive, sensitive, spiritual, compassionate. Venus is located in the second house. The house keywords are money earned, resources. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual has an emotional need for financial security and demonstrates his love through being a good, generous provider. The next planet is Uranus in Gemini in the fourth house. Uranus is one of the generational planets. This planet's keywords are individual, inventive, future-oriented, humanitarian, sudden change. The sign is in Gemini. Gemini is mutable air. The phrase for Gemini is, I think. The keywords for Gemini are fluent, curious, clever. Uranus is located in the fourth house. The house keywords are home, family, nurturance, dependency. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual relies upon his family life to help nurture and support his dynamic career. Now let's look at Saturn in Cancer in the 6th house. Saturn is one of the interpersonal planets. This planet's keywords are meet limitations, responsibility, discipline. The sign is in Cancer. Cancer is cardinal water. The phrase for Cancer is I feel. The keywords for Cancer are nurturing, sympathetic, security-oriented, protective. Saturn is located in the 6th house. The house keywords are daily work and health. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual feels a responsibility to work very hard and has the discipline to do so. Saturn is conjunct the 6th house cusp. Now we move to Pluto and Leo in the 7th house. Pluto is one of the generational planets. This planet's keywords are transformation, intensity, compulsion, sexual needs. The sign is in Leo. Leo is fixed fire. The phrase for Leo is, I will. The keywords for Leo are creative, risk-taking, charismatic, fun-loving, generous, exciting. Pluto is located in the 7th house. The house keywords are marriage, partnership. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual will have an enduring, passionate relationship with his life partner. The next planet in the 7th house is the Moon in Leo. The Moon is a personal planet. The keywords are emotions, security needs, receptivity, dependency needs, and drive to nurture. The sign is in Leo. Leo is fixed fire. The phrase for Leo is, I will. The keywords for Leo are creative, risk-taking, charismatic, fun-loving, generous, exciting. The Moon is located in the 7th house. The house keywords are marriage, partnership. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual emotionally needs a fun-loving, generous partner in life. Now let's look at Jupiter and Virgo in the 8th house. Jupiter is one of the interpersonal planets. The planet keywords are expand boundaries, explore ideas, indulgence, luck, faith, personal growth, abundance. The sign is in Virgo. Virgo is mutable earth. The phrase for Virgo is, I analyze. The keywords for Virgo are work-oriented, painstaking, efficient, pragmatic, exacting, discreet. Jupiter is located in the 8th house. 8th house keywords are sexuality, money from others, death and taxes, occult. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual efficiently manages other people's money to obtain greater abundance for both the others as well as himself. Continuing in the 8th house, let's now look at Neptune in Libra. Neptune is one of the generational planets. This planet's keywords are idealism, intuition, imagination, fantasy, confusion, and compassion. The sign is in Libra. Libra is cardinal air. The phrase for Libra is I balance. The keywords for Libra are cooperation, diplomatic, competitive, aesthetic. Neptune is located in the 8th house. The house keywords are sexuality, money from others, death and taxes, occult. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual has a powerful creative imagination. Now let's look at Mars and Capricorn in the 12th house. Mars is one of the personal planets. This planet's keywords are give love, express energy, compete with others, get what you want, react in a crisis, sexual, aggression, experience, conflict. The sign is in Capricorn. Capricorn is cardinal Earth. The phrase for Capricorn is I use. The keywords for Capricorn are responsible, formal, traditional, authoritative, career-oriented. Mars is located in the 12th house. The house keywords are higher self, unconscious, visions and dreams, mental health. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual has a successful career due to hard work and responsible traditional values. Another planet in the 12th house is Mercury in Capricorn. Mercury is one of the personal planets. This planet's keywords are communication, thinking, listening and talking, capacity to learn, perception and logic, information gathering. The sign is in Capricorn. Capricorn is cardinal Earth. The phrase for Capricorn is, I use. The keywords for Capricorn are responsible, formal, traditional, authoritative, career-oriented. Mercury is located in the 12th house. The house keywords are higher self, unconscious, visions, dreams, mental health. A sentence to describe the person is, this individual intuitively, higher self, uses his skills in communications, both verbal and written, to enhance his career. In case you would like some additional references, I've included two of my personal favorites. The first, Astrology, Understanding the Birth Chart by Kevin Burke, is the textbook used to prepare students for the Level 1 Astrological Certification Examination given by the NCGR. It contains many of the terms that we've talked about and defines many more. I still refer to it today when I haven't done something in a while. The second one, House Keywords and More, written by Michael Munkasey, is the new edition of his House Keywords book. If you find keywords interpretation to be a useful technique for you, you may want to buy this book too to give you additional keywords. Now let me just mention that every astrologer you talk to will have a different set of favorite books. Just be aware that these are mine, but you may find others people giving you different ones. Good luck. This concludes Astrology 101, Part 2. Basic Chart Synthesis. I hope you've enjoyed the course.